Hello, my name is Jesse Cueva and I'm a student of the 32nd Street USC MAE. I would like to open up this video with animals. Now specifically the animals that we own. They have done numerous things in our lives and in other lives too that contribute to what we need in society and in health. So I would like to ask this question. How can we as the community of Los Angeles help our animals with finding homes in our daily lives? First off, we would have to analyze the problem. Animals, like humans, go through different kinds of struggles every single day in their lives. One of the biggest struggles in their lives is not having a home nor a family. However, this is something that can be fixed with the community. It can be fixed in two ways. Either everyone adopts just one more animal, or someone volunteers. Personally, I do both. Adopting an animal would contribute to the cause in a positive way, but volunteering would really give a hands-on situation to this dilemma. It can also give a better understanding to just how severe this problem really is. Volunteering is also very beneficial to you and to those around you. It makes an impact on the community. Depending on the type of volunteer work you do, it may have similar impacts to the society. In this case, we'll focus on volunteering on animal shelters. Volunteer work helps not just animals, but the human community as well. For starters, the big thing is that animal shelters give animals homes. They allow animals of all kinds to have a second chance at life. Shelters also get animals off the streets, which that is also a very severe problem that we have. So why don't we start helping our animals now? Firstly, let's talk about how to apply on an animal shelter. The application takes no more than 3 minutes to complete. For the shelter of LACD of Animal Care and Control, you can apply at their homepage. The applications are found at the bottom of the page. You'll see questions about where you live, any history with animals, your age, why you want to join, and if you're willing to make a 6-month commitment to the shelter. After you submit your application, you should get an email from the shelter saying that your application has been submitted. After maybe a day or two later, you should receive an email back from the shelter talking about a mandatory visit to continue your application. These days seem like they usually fall on Thursdays and Sundays. The tours last no more than 1 hour of your day, and they give you a full breakdown of how everything works at the shelter, as well as an introduction to certain tasks and how they work. I was told by the director of the shelter that orientations occur more oftenly towards the second half of the year. The requirement per month to volunteer is at least 8 hours. To qualify for actual volunteer work, you must go to 2 orientations. In this section, we'll go over how animals become strays and how we as a community could help these animals that are in shelters and on the street. According to story maps, one of the main reasons why there are so many stray animals is because people abandon them. The reason for this is because people purposely leave their pets behind to live their lives. The article also says that animals running away from their owners and animal abductions from their homes are also very big factors to the problem. This matters because animals are being kidnapped and leaving home, making animals become strays, further making the cause much more dire. Now let's get into more number-based data. According to the ASPCA, roughly 6.3 million dogs and cats are taken into shelters every year in the United States. However, every year, around 920,000 dogs and cats are euthanized. Then, 4.1 million dogs and cats are adopted each year.
This makes an influx of 1.28 million dogs and cats that are not adopted every year.
This would be very hard to manage even at a national level. This also matters because animals are very hard to maintain, causing a lot of them to die and pack shelters to the brim. Now, shifting focus locally, on October 11, 2024, KTLA5 posted an article revolving around shelters. The euthanization rates for dogs and cats are going up at historical rates, with dogs and cats being saved at their lowest rates of dogs at 86% and cats at 69%, but dogs and cats on average per month are finding more homes more often, which that's a good sign. With 861 dogs adopted and 746 cats adopted back in August, the shelters across all of Los Angeles are still over 170% of its capacity. To put it simply, shelters across the city are filling up to almost double their capacity and are continuing to fill up. This matters because even with more animals being adopted, it will take a very long time to do something about it unless more people contribute to the cause. In all, unless we as a community contribute to this dilemma, it won't be solved. A couple of spikes in adoption rates won't do much unless they are consistent and continue to go up. Only we as a community can contribute to our animals in Los Angeles by finding suitable housing for them. As a little bit of a breakaway from what we were talking about previously, did you know that birds can do math? Not just crows and ravens, but pigeons too. Even if they look a little dumb, pigeons are one of the smartest birds in the world. According to Mental Floss, they understand abstract concepts such as space and time. They also have a pretty impressive cognitive abilities and memory retention. To think that these rats with wings could be so smart.
And now a statement from one of our mentors here at our school.
So hello, my name is Mr. Kenny. I am a student mentor for 32nd Street. The question I'm going to be answering is, have I had any past volunteering experience? I have. I volunteered when I was younger for a nonprofit that dealt with giving food to Special Olympic athletes. So that food was catered in. I would help set up and assemble the food that these Special Olympic athletes would come in for. We would give them food, made sure that we did not adhere to their allergies, to make sure that they were well fed after their events. Also tied in with giving them food was a movie was shown with audio descriptors for these Special Olympic athletes who had visual and auditory impairments. So again, this audio descriptive movie would have extra narrations or subtitles for those, again, with audio and visual impairments. So how this impacts the community is all of the members organizing the event are united toward a common goal of making sure that these Special Olympic athletes are represented and that we are giving back to them as they are giving back to the community, and everyone is helping each other through this united cause of making sure that everyone stays healthy and are fit and are represented. Have I worked with animals before in any way? I have. When I was, again, little, my neighbor brought home a bunch of a litter of puppies. I was given one, and I will say that it was tricky to manage that puppy. It was actually very destructive because it was still teething. So we were fairly inexperienced. We were looking up YouTube videos. We were trying our best to keep this puppy under control. We would give it food. We would give it a bed to sleep in, and it would just go out onto the cold stone floor. It would be cold every night, and it did not want to cooperate. And we tried our best to train it. Both using treats, again, tips and videos and online, doing research, and just we felt as owners that we could not keep it. So what we did was we gave it to the shelter where I hope it found a better owner that was more willing to put in the time, the effort to train that animal. So yes, I have owned an animal before, and I will say owning an animal is tricky. But after seeing the animal adoption and shelter process, I am convinced that the Humane Society, the animal shelters here in LA, do in fact an excellent job in making sure that these animals are off the streets and they find good, proper owners. Whether we were good or proper owners, right? We did not believe so, and we wanted to make sure that that animal, that dog, found that puppy really found a better home. Because although we did offer it a safe, loving home, and we were caring toward it, we did not believe that we could train it properly. and I'm sure again that it found a better home and it was trained. So that's my experience working with animals.
When I went on the shelter tour, I was told a couple things. Helping animals is the main goal of the shelter, but that is not their philosophy. The way to help animals is by focusing on helping the shelter. Another thing that I was told is that volunteers are treated as candidates, accepting volunteers based on our availability and compatibility with certain tasks and animals. It's like a job, but you contribute when you can. Another thing is that typically, shelters do not let you work with animals right away. You will need to gain a certain amount of experience of work beforehand to be able to work with the animals. From what I learned from their philosophy, I realized that sometimes helping the institution is much more reliable than to help the cause directly. Working with a group of people that support your cause is much more rewarding, and you reap more from what you sow. The volunteers are happy to be there and to work with the people they're around. It will take some time to begin your volunteering, but it is really worth it for the cause. In summary, this is why it's important to volunteer at the animal shelter, not only for myself, but for the community as a whole. We are able to help our animals by providing them shelters and homes only with the help of our community. By doing this, our animals in Los Angeles will have a better place to live and to thrive with a family. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I hope you'll decide to join in our movement to get animals happy lives.